So, you're a billionaire. After years of grinding and countless failures, you managed to get to the 1%. At this level, you can afford to buy anything you wish. Mansions, supercars, and private jets mean nothing to you. You're at the point where power means more to you. Money isn't just currency anymore, it's influence. You don't ask for favors, you grant them. A single phone call can change the fate of a company, or even an entire industry. The media doesn't report on you unless you want them to. You no longer chase opportunities, they come to you. Banks, corporations, and governments operate with your interests in mind, whether they realize it or not. You soon understand something the average mind never will. True power isn't about being rich. It's about ensuring no one else can rise to your level. And with the wealth, influence, and control you've built, there's nothing stopping you. That's when you decide it's time to go beyond wealth. You start using your influence not just to grow your empire, but to shape the world itself. You fund the politicians who protect your interests, lobby for laws that make it impossible for competitors to rise, and ensure that industries move in your favor. You don't just participate in the system, you design it. With the resources at your disposal, you shape public opinion through media control, dictate the direction of innovation by funding only the technologies that serve you, and even shift global policies through your network of powerful allies. You no longer play the game, you make the rules. At this level, the first thing you must do to protect your interests and eliminate competition is secure the politicians. Money alone won't guarantee lasting power. You need lawmakers on your side to shape the system in your favor. You start by funding political campaigns, strategically backing candidates who align with your goals, or who can be persuaded to. It's not just about donations, it's about long-term control. You place lobbyists in their inner circles, ensuring that every new policy benefits your empire. But funding isn't enough. You need leverage. You make sure politicians rely on your wealth, not just for campaign funding, but for their personal interests, their post-political careers, and their families' futures. You provide them with connections and lucrative opportunities that pay millions for doing nothing. And if they refuse, you make sure they regret it. You fund their opponents, ensure bad press follows them everywhere. If necessary, you expose their secrets, because at this level, you know everyone has them. Once you have politicians in your pocket, the real work begins. You influence laws to create barriers for competitors, new regulations that destroy small businesses, tax loopholes that only your corporations can exploit, and policies that make it impossible for startups to rise. With the law on your side, the next step is just as critical. You must control the narrative. Power isn't just about wealth or influence, it's about perception. There's a reason why Elon Musk bought Twitter. If you control what people believe, you control what they accept. So you start by acquiring stakes in major news networks, social media platforms. If you don't outright own them, you fund them. You place key executives who understand their role, not to report the truth, but to shape it for your own interests. You ensure that stories harmful to your interests never get attention. If a journalist starts digging too deep, you discredit them, bury their work, or buy out their employer. If a competitor begins to rise, you plant negative stories, questioning their leadership, their business practices, or even their morality. A well-placed scandal, even if untrue, can destroy years of progress. And with modern technology, control is easier than ever. With the legal system shaped to protect you and the media ensuring the public never questions it, you're no longer just a billionaire. You're a highly powerful figure, capable of shaping the economy of a country. With the law working in your favor and the media shaping public perception, the next step is to control the flow of money itself. It doesn't matter how ambitious a competitor is. If they can't get funding, they'll never rise to your level. That's why owning and influencing the financial system is crucial. You start by securing deep ties with the biggest banks, hedge funds, and venture capital firms. These institutions become your gatekeepers, deciding who gets funding and who doesn't. If a rising competitor threatens your empire, you make sure they never get the loans or investments they need to scale. Their growth stalls before they ever become a real problem. But this isn't just about blocking competitors. It's about controlling industries. By holding stakes in key financial institutions, you dictate which businesses thrive and which collapse. When an economic downturn hits, it doesn't hurt you. It wipes out the weak while you buy up assets at a discount. Your companies survive because you ensure they receive endless liquidity, while smaller businesses drown in debt they can't escape. You also use stock manipulation to your advantage. If a rival company begins gaining too much traction, coordinated sell-offs tank their stock value, scaring investors and crushing their momentum. Meanwhile, your own businesses benefit from government bailouts and insider knowledge that keep your portfolio untouchable. And if governments ever try to regulate you, you use your financial leverage to remind them who's in charge. Politicians know that without your support, economies can crumble. If they push too hard, capital quietly exits their country, markets panic, and they're forced to back down. At this level, wealth is no longer something you earn. It's something you manufacture. The economy moves when and how you want it to.